What's happening, guys? It's Rafael at Tops of Collectibles, and in today's video we are talking about the new Mega Evolution supply issues together with the 150,000 Prismatic Evolution bundles that are being thrown at big box stores instead of being given to distribution in their local shops. I do have my takes and perspectives on both issues. Some people may think that I have a pretty aggressive hot take when it comes to a couple of these issues, but hear me out. There's a reason why I think the way I do, and hopefully by the end of this video you're better prepared to navigate to what's to come ahead, because there's a lot of nuance going around right now with the market and everything that's going on in the Pokemon TCG. So do you guys remember back in the summer when cards started to drop down in price and everything started to slow down a little bit, and everybody was talking about the slowdown, the natural slowdown in the summer, because everybody goes on vacation, people get out of school, people go out and kind of like stop spending money in their hobbies. Right when that was happening, sales slowed down. Every TCG shop was talking about it. The rip and shippers saw the slowdown in sales. All of that was going on. A lot of singles were crashing down in price. But do you remember that a lot of people were talking about how they believed that MEO1, the first Mega Evolution set, or MEO2 was going to be the set? The Pokemon company was going to print it to demand so that we can finally have product available and turn into a more stable and normal time period when it comes to supply and demand. A lot of people were talking about this. And I'll be honest, I myself thought that that was going to be the case too, but I always held back a little bit because of the 30th anniversary and because of everything else that's happening, like the ZA game coming out, the holidays around the corner. Usually the holidays tend to be a more highly spending time for a lot of people. And so I had my gut feeling saying that maybe that it's not the case. But here we are right before the holidays, and we are getting rumors about Mega Evolutions being delayed, right? And so what I'm hearing is that Pokemon Company is doing waves when it comes to Mega Evolution. 60% is going to hit the market right away, and the other 40% is going to be delayed or be put out sometime in the future, right? A lot of people say that it's because Pokemon Company hasn't been printing enough. They can't catch up because they've been focusing on Resurgent Sparks, Prismatic Evolutions, and all these other sets like Black Ball and White Flare. And so they haven't yet caught on to printing the Mega Evolution set that's coming, right? That's one potential situation. But, and this is the hot take, I think that this is a way of guaranteeing a sale through the year from a multi-billion-dollar company like Pokemon Company is, that has been doing this for 20 plus years, that has the funds and the capabilities and the marketing team to potentially have some type of experts navigating through all this. Wouldn't you think that if you were at the top of that company running it, and if you were faced with being able to print to demand MEO1 or MEO2 right now in November, if you were given with that choice, we can do it, we're capable of it, but in November or October, we have a game coming out, we have the holidays, we have 30th anniversary around the corner, and then we have tax season right after that. Tax season turns into a lot of refunds for a lot of people that then they turn into their hobbies, right? And so as somebody that's navigating through a company as big as Pokemon Company, do you really think that if they were faced with the opportunity to print to demand, they would do it? I don't think so, because you want to end the year in a profitable margin for the whole year. And not only that, you want to ensure that the things that are falling into place that are coming also are able to hit the shelves and be sold, right? To guarantee your yearly, year-over-year returns or profit, whatever you want to call it. So in my opinion, this delay, this 60% wave, this 40% thing, yes, it could be that they haven't caught on, but in my opinion, I think that they know exactly what they're doing, and I think that they want to take advantage of the bull market that we continue to be in for the last 10 months, and they want to capitalize through the year because they got so much going on right now, so much cooking, great sets. You got the Mega Charger and the Mega Gengar coming out in Phantasma Flames. You got the game, like I said, coming out. You got 30th anniversary coming out. You got holidays with deals. A lot of people open up their wallets during the holidays. It would be crazy not to take advantage. And it would be crazy to dump so much product right now, right before the biggest time of the year, spending-wise, and kind of like kill the demand, right? Now, this whole wave thing split, it's not new. It happened right after COVID. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was right after COVID, right before celebrations. It was during that hype, right? With the Logan Paul and the YouTube and all that thing that happened during COVID. The last set that I remember being hyped was Celebrations. Before celebrations, we got Shilling Rain. Shilling Rain was released in waves. It was the same, very similar to right now what we're seeing with MEO1 in waves. Shilling Rain came out as a wave, and then we had another wave, and then I think they got a reprint at some point. But what was scheduled to come out right after Shilling Rain, right? It was the 20th anniversary set. And Shilling Rain and all these sets around this time frame, it was at the very end of the bull market. We had already gone through a very intense bull market. This was the tail end of the bull market. So if you ask me, talking about somebody running a company, marketing and tactics, they were trying to buy time to be able to ensure that the demand was still there, that the people that were in it for the quick flips, the people that were in it because of the game, all these people that were in it with eyes on Pokemon were still there to be able to consume the celebration set, right? After that, we went into this stagnant, slow, and the years to come were actually pretty bad in terms of like hyped, right? Until now, until November of 2024, early 2025, where we started this new bull market that we're in right now. We've been in it for 10 months now. And now, all of a sudden, we're getting this new set in waves right before all these other things that are about to happen. So, do with this information as you will. My recommendation to you is exercise patience and use your head when it comes to spending your hard-earned money. There will be hype. If only 60% of MEO1 is being thrown into the market for the English set, be very mindful of the money that you're spending into this set, and just know that this is a base set. This is Mega Evolution base set. At release, boxes, singles usually tend to be very high. If the supply is less than what we normally get, they will be even higher. There will be a lot higher demand. Rip and shippers are gonna try their best at getting as much as they can to rip through these packs. Collectors, investors, everybody's gonna be trying to get as much as they can, knowing that there's only gonna be limited amount and knowing that the future is technically unknown. We don't have a confirmation date yet as to when the wave 2 is gonna come out. So like I said, be patient. Always be mindful as to how you spend your hard-earned money when it comes to singles especially, and sets that are being hyped up the way they are right now. All right, the second issue at hand that we have is Rudy from Alpha Investments. As you guys probably already know, he came out talking about the 150,000 prismatic bundles that are being thrown at big box stores like Costco and Sam's, one of the two. And I found it very interesting because he essentially said that Pokemon is deciding to give all this product to big box stores instead of distribution, because distribution tend to increase prices, right? And by giving them to big box stores, they're able to get the product to the public at a much cheaper point, and therefore trying to stimulate the demand for the people that want to get the product to the hands of the people that want it, right? Now, Pokémon came out with a video talking about how he believes that this is the wrong way, the wrong approach, and that he thinks that Pokemon Company should do the total opposite. It should be giving a lot more product to distribution and less product to big box stores, because at big box stores, you get a lot of resellers that will clean the shelves and resell them at top market prices, which in turn causes a lot more price increases in these products. And I agree with a lot of things that Pokémon usually has to say, but for this particular issue, I don't agree. I think that giving 150,000 ETBs and bundles to distribution will actually do the opposite of what we want it to do. There's a couple reasons why I think it wouldn't help doing the opposite. And by the way, I'm gonna leave his video linked down below. You guys can watch him talk about how he believes and why he believes this is the best case scenario that Pokemon should be approaching. But in my opinion, if you give 150,000 ETBs and bundles to distribution, for them to then distribute amongst all the LGSs and TCG shops, distribution themselves are more than likely, knowing the current price of these ETBs and knowing what this set, Prismatic Evolutions, is presumed to do in the near future as an investment, I can guarantee you the distribution themselves is going to hold back product, some of it, right? They're going to sell a good chunk of it to the LGSs and shops. And guess what every single one of these shops is going to do? Rudy from Alpha Investments, Pokémon, Nostalgianomics, all of these, Safari Collectibles, all of these big shops that are going to get the bigger chunk of allocations, you think they're going to actually grab everything and dump it into the market? No, they're going to also hoard a good chunk of that. So we will be lucky to actually get probably 120,000, maybe 110,000 of those 150 to hit the market. And here's my next point. Do you think that these 110,000, after everybody hoards their stash for investment purposes, right? Because they know what the set's going to do in the future. Do you think that these 110 ETBs and bundles are going to be priced at the prices that Costco sells them for? Do you think they're going to price, what is the bundle? I think it's like $80. So you're getting $40, $50 for a ETB and $30 for a bundle. Do you think these shops are going to sell at those prices? They may be going to be on their market, right? Some of them, like Danny Phantom, probably just going to put some at MSRP. But usually I never see shops doing MSRP unless it's day one of release. That's the only time I see Danny or anybody that does Safari Collectibles, anybody that does MSRP, they do it at release. And it's like a one and done type of thing. After that, everything is market, right? And they're pretty transparent about that. So if this is a reprint and you get 150,000, they're gonna hoard a good chunk. The product that will hit the market, it's not gonna be any different than the resellers that are gonna wipe it from Walmart or wipe it from Costco and Sam's, and it's gonna sell it at market. If anything, it's gonna be worse because all these people are gonna be hoarding. And to be honest, I run an online TCG shop, and if distribution come up to me and says, hey, I have 10 cases of Prismatic Evolution that I can give you, I'm gonna hold something. I'm gonna hold some of them, and I'm gonna sell through a couple of them to recoup, right? And to prepare for the next set coming out. And multiply that times whatever X amount of LGSs and TCG shops that there is. So I don't blame them for that. But the fact that somebody like him, like Pokémon, will come out and say that this is wrong, giving it to big box stores, you should instead be giving it to distribution to then spread it out amongst TCG shops, I just honestly don't agree with it. I want to be perfectly transparent here. I have nothing against Pokémon. I respect the guy. I respect what he's done, the hustle and the creating of this business that he has created. I respect him, and I agree with a lot of takes that he has. I just don't agree with this particular one. And I wanted to put this forward for you guys, the viewers, to understand where I come from. And a lot of times when I have different types of takes, it's because I am trying to be as transparent as I can possibly be. I don't want to be here in the channel and sugarcoat certain things or change my perspective just because somebody else says something. I just want to agree with that other person. I have my own takes, and I believe in what I believe, and I will stand by them. Now, I do believe that there's a fix to the issue. I do believe that there's a fix to this whole issue, and I think the only way to achieve a balance is by enforcing it. So what I mean by that is, if they can give 150,000 ETBs and bundles to distribution to then allocate to all the shops, why can there be a guarantee or like some type of contract that will say, hey, Mr. Johnny B Collectibles, I will give you 10 cases of Prismatic bundles and 10 cases of ETBs. But out of these 10 cases, X amount needs to be sold at MSRP to your customers. That is the condition. As long as you sell X amount to your customers, the rest you can do whatever you want with it. You can hold, you can sell it at market, above market, whatever you want, right? On a contract. If Pokemon Company were to do something like that, we would be able to then say, yes, I agree. You should be giving all that product to distribution so that distribution can follow the contractual agreements with all these shops so that then we can get product at MSRP to the market, to the people that want it, to the players, to the game piece army, to the people that just collect, the day-to-day collectors, the parents that want to give Pokemon as gifts to the kids during Christmas, all of those people that don't get the chance to because the shelves are cleaned out and because everything is so expensive. If we can achieve a balance like that, then you can put enough product to Costco, Sam's, and big box stores, and then leave maybe like 60 to 70%, which is the bigger chunk of the product, to distribution with the contractual agreement that says, hey, X amount needs to be given at MSRP to the general public. If you agree with this, then here's your product. If you don't, then we'll go to somebody that will agree. I will take them all day. I will take him all day. I will happily sell 3 cases because at the end of the day, you're still making money, right? If they're giving me a fair price for these cases below MSRP, where I could make a 12, 15% margin, profit margin, and all they want is for me to sell this little chunk at MSRP and they're giving them to me at wholesale prices, then yes, I will take it all day. And I can guarantee you that a lot of all the other shops would also take it. I think that that's something that could be potentially something that would fix the whole thing. But like I said, I don't think Pokemon Company wants that because they are making the most money out of us all. I mean, the cost for making the ETBs, for making the cards. I mean, it's Chinese cardboard. It can't cost much to make, right? Especially in the billions. I don't even know how much cards the report came out that they printed last year compared to this year. It was a lot more. I know that. But they are the ones making the top dollar. And you can't point fingers at Pokemon Company for that, because they went through the rough patches, right? They've been doing this for 20 plus years, and they are the one and only IP that have successfully been able to run a company to the point where this is a like bread and butter for a lot of people. This is a main full-time job that pays the bills and living for a lot of people. So a company that has been able to build this after 20 years deserves respect, right? And I don't blame him for not wanting to do anything in the area of making it fair for the game piece army, for the collectors when we're in a bull market like this, right? Everything that Pokemon Company is printing right now is being sold, right? They are not even printing enough. So imagine the guaranteed profit margins that they're getting every single month, every single release. You know, the moment they overprint, we go back into a recessionary time and product sits, and now Pokemon Company has to step back on the printing, and now their profit margins get hurt. So you see why it is in their best benefit to continue as much as possible to have this bull market, even though there's some people that got hurt. There's some areas of the community. There's some people that probably during this year, during this bull market, there's a lot of people that left the hobby. The people that were generally passionate about Pokemon probably walk away. And that happened during COVID too. There's a lot of people that walked away. And there's a lot of people that will get hurt with credit cards, that are buying, getting into debt, buying and trying to do the flipping thing with credit cards. And when the market turns, those are going to be the people that are going to get hurt the most, the ones that are over leveraged. But we're going a little bit off topic now. I just wanted to bring my perspective into those two issues in this video. And let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Let me know what you guys believe it's happening, or if you have any different takes, different theories. I'm willing to hear them out and see what you guys have to say. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Leave a like on the video. It helps the algorithm. And again, and as always, stay positive, keep your head up, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.